Talk is cheap, and talk is all the Nevada SPCA has been doing for years when it comes to a promised new building. But new leadership at the nonprofit animal shelter says the time for talk is over.
That's right. They're taking action, putting their money where their mouth is, literally giving their animals a new lease on life. 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears is the first to get a peek at what's to come.
What you're seeing here is 21,814 square feet.
A new day is dawning at the Nevada Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals.
This area is going to be our adoption area.
As the organization continues to emerge,
but this is going to be much cleaner, much more sanitary.
From a cloud of concern over poor conditions.
The building that they're in is very dilapidated and outdated.
And missing money.
Where is the money?
That 13 Investigates first exposed in 2018.
Where does this money go? And nobody wants to talk about it.
The NSPCA had taken in tons of money from fundraisers and donations for a new shelter that had been promised for more than 6 years but never built.
That we don't have a new building, it's very concerning.
In March of this year, the Nevada Attorney General filed criminal charges against the nonprofit's former board president.
We want Kathy Jung to be a distant memory.
Kathy Jung is charged with 3 counts of felony theft stemming from misappropriation of donor money meant for animals. She allegedly kept the proceeds from the sale of an SUV belonging to the NSPCA and used the shelter's debit card for personal expenses. A preliminary hearing is set for November.
A lot of people think she kind of got off easy, that there was a lot more that actually happened that they didn't or couldn't pin on her.
So I believe that the challenge was she doing things that were criminal or were they just mismanagement?
That will be decided by the court, and NSPCA Executive Director Lori Herron wants to leave it in the past as the shelter ends its 15-year run in this building on Dewey Drive.
Obviously there's a bunch that needs to be done.
They're moving at the end of September to a newly leased space on Procyon Street behind Allegiant Stadium.
It's going to be an opportunity for the public to be much more interactive with Nevada SPCA and our animals.
Herron says the move didn't come easily.
99% of our lease inquiries did not want animal care.
Construction and renovations began June 1st to convert this warehouse into Southern Nevada's second largest animal shelter.
Of course, this is phase 1. We signed a 50-month lease with them. So this is an opportunity for us to walk before we really run in the future, where we're able to own our own building and own our own land. That's really the future of Nevada SPCA.
The immediate future will include 5 cat colony rooms, a critter room for rabbits, guinea pigs, and pet rats.
We also will have an area for our medical clinic.
And dog kennels in the back designed to be as comforting as possible.
I know people have often been a little bit taken aback by the chain link fencing and the kind of dark, dank corridors that the current building has been. That's not what we're going to have a repeat of here.
Nope, this is going to be air conditioned. I mean, currently in our building, we do not have air conditioning for our dog kennels, which is surprising that ever happened.
The current building has also been plagued by plumbing problems. Former volunteers provided pictures of dogs with paws covered in feces amid sewage hoses running through kennels. In the new building,
we're also going to have plumbing that works. We have challenges right now where a lot of the plumbing has collapsed in the building that we're in, which is a problem when you have a lot of dog kennels and you're dealing with animal waste.
The new facility will be better for staff, too.
I want to point out that right now in our current facility, our laundry room also serves as the same room where we clean our litter boxes and we get our morning coffee.
In 2018, we questioned Kathy Jung about why the organization was still in the deteriorating Dewey Drive building.
When the final plans came out for us to sign off on them,
Which was when?
Which was probably last year. We took a look at them and realized this is not the future for the Nevada SPCA.
So who screwed up?
Well, it could be anyway. It could be the blueprint person, it could be the architect.
Jung told us they were waiting on a redesign.
And we could build that right now. We have the permits, we could break ground and we can build it right now. But it's not something that's conducive for the future. It is not something that our community would be proud of.
As for the money,
No, money is not the issue.
The money really wasn't there. It takes a lot of money to build an animal shelter, and we are raising enough to get this project started, and then of course in the future we're going to raise even more.
So when Kathy Jung looked me in the face on camera and said, the money's there, we could break ground right now.
There was $1 million. $1 million is not going to get you very far for an animal shelter.
Two donors gave a combined $1.5 million to fund tenant improvements in the new location. Heron hopes to raise $500,000 more, promising transparency and accountability for every donor dollar in the wake of the organization's past failures to provide checks and balances on its own finances.
There's not any checks that are written in the office. All of the receipts are uploaded and a board member is able to look at all of them. So there's so many practices that are in place nowadays where that is not going to happen again to Nevada SPCA.
Obviously, you know, as we stand here, there's a feeling of hope. How far out from under the shadow of Kathy Jung have you come?
I think we've come a long way. She has not been with our organization for 2 years. Our staff is almost entirely new. Our staff has been through a lot. We are a tight-knit group that has gone through a lot of adversity, taking over an organization that had a lot of legal problems, that had facility problems. We endured a flood last year from a fire sprinkler system that had burst, and then throw in a pandemic.
The new lease runs through July 31st, 2025. Even so, they don't want any long-term four-legged residents.
And then we have a saying that our goal is to say goodbye. Our goal is to get these animals in a loving new home.
Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.
The NSPCA's new lease provides donors with multiple opportunities for naming rights. We have more information on our website at ktnv.com.